Why are video lectures so much more efficient than live presentations of the same information? And here are 4 reasons. First, when recording a video, there are no cognitive interruptions. I'm in a room by myself. I'm presenting this information to a camera. In a classroom, there are endless cognitive interruptions, from a student looking at me in a strange way, and I say, well, why are you looking at me like that? Which throws me off the delivery of my content. To maybe correcting a behavior issue. Students are talking in the back of the room and I have to stop what I'm delivering, stop my method of delivery and say, okay, you're distracting others, can we stop talking in the back? Throws me off. All the way to students asking related or even unrelated questions. Great, yeah, we're gonna get to that in a couple of minutes, or I'm not even sure I understand your question, how is it related? Throws me off the delivery of my content, creating a really inefficient classroom experience where this is highly efficient without the cognitive interruptions. Next, recording lessons via video or using video tends to get rid of a lot of our rambling. And rambling tends to happen when I feel like, well, I know supply and demand, so tomorrow I'll just go in and I'll just, I've got my slides, I'll just kind of off the top of my head talk about it. And it results in a lot of rambling. Oh yeah, like supply and demand is important because it shows the price and quantity changes over time. And like when I was in high school, I would go to Taco Bell and it was, and just start, and here we go, off the top of my head, supply and demand. When we record our videos and specifically reflect and watch our videos back, many times we'll watch it back and say, wow, I'm really rambling in these. I just need to get rid of that. I need to tighten this up. I can get rid of all that information. None of that is relevant or important. It's just rambling. So it creates a much more efficient learning environment if we can get rid of that rambling. Next, we need to get rid of the repetition. And many times in the classroom, we'll repeat ourselves so that students hear us. We'll repeat ourselves so the students hear us. And in the back, we'll repeat ourselves so the students hear us, because we want them to be able to hear the content that we are presenting. Well, when we're presenting via video, we don't need to be concerned with that, because students can watch the video as many times as they need in order to process the information. We don't have to worry about them being able to hear it. We just need to say it one time clearly. And finally, we need to get rid of the reteaching. If I'm teaching a lesson about supply and demand, I don't need to, in the context of that lesson, I don't need to reteach the law of demand and show how the demand curve was created. I already have videos about those. I can reference the other videos. If students need a refresher, I can say, go watch those other lessons, but we're moving on with supply and demand. So what can we expect if we get rid of the cognitive interruptions, get rid of the rambling, get rid of the repetition, get rid of the reteaching? What can this really look like? Well, yesterday I filmed a lesson that I had taught in the classroom. And in the classroom, it took about 15 minutes, given all the cognitive interruptions. All right, so yesterday I filmed that lesson, and it was 10.5 minutes long. Now that was without the cognitive interruptions. So cognitive interruptions accounted for 4.5 minutes or so. I watched that 10.5 minute video lesson back, and I saw a lot of rambling, a lot of repetition, and a lot of reteaching. So I rethought my presentation. I removed most of these, and the video ended up, my next video that I taught the same lesson, my next version of it, ended up being 3 minutes and 27 seconds long. So I took a 15-minute in-person, in-classroom presentation, and I pared it down to 3 minutes and 27 seconds.